Welcome back to the Studio 2 Talk Show Cottage Talk, reaching beyond the boundaries for social growth. We're still sitting on today with Mr. Lloyd Wilks, and I'm not having nothing but fun with him today. In the break, I understand that he does a lot of things that I like to do. He was a former pro league
Also,
he likes to do horseback riding, something that I like to do. He's a swimmer, and he likes to play domino, something that all Jamaican men like to play is domino. I don't know what about the game, because for me, all we can do is match it up. So guess what? Match here. Welcome back to Cottage Talk.
Thank you. Matching is good.
Well, I don't know how to go, what they call it, flush or straight, something like that.
No, to read the game.
No, I don't know how to read it, but I mix up the card pack with the domino, but I'll match them up 6, 3, and then I'll say I win, but that's all I know.
Yep.
And
That's an important thing to know. Because if you can't match the cards, you actually can't play.
No, I'll match it, but I don't know, there's something else. You know, someone will be like, oh, they'll block you, right? They'll know you have 6 and they don't look in your hand, and they know you have double 6 and they kill it. How do you do that? How do you know that? Because I don't know that part. How do you read the game?
Well, there are 7 cards, 7 of each card. There are 4 people playing.
Okay.
And usually you play to your strength.
Okay.
So if you have many 6s, chances are you'll be playing those.
Okay.
The person, your partner, if you're playing with a partner, needs to understand quickly what you have, why you're playing those cards, and support you, and vice versa. Now, if you figure that you don't have double 6, but somebody else on the board does, you need to figure out who it is. And so if it is advantageous to you to kill double 6, then both yourself and your partner will join forces in doing that.
Wow. There you go. The game of domino. And you like to swim. You're a swimmer.
Yes, in fact, I love rural Jamaica. So although I was born in Kingston, I love rural Jamaica. So in rural Jamaica, first of all, Jamaica is surrounded by water.
That's true.
And I grew up very near to the sea.
Ooh.
So if you're a young man or even a boy and you're near to the sea and everybody else is swimming and you're not swimming, it doesn't do very well for you, does it?
No.
And so you want to enjoy the fun, so you had to learn. So all of us learned to swim very early. And then when I went to the country, there's lots of rivers, and I love the country.
Okay.
And so the fun in the country is about the environment, because you didn't have movie theaters, you didn't have lots of entertainment that Kingston or metropolitan areas had. So you had to make do with the environment, and one of that was using the water, whether it's rafting or swimming or
So you can
fishing.
raft?
Yes, I can raft. I can make rafts too.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
No, this is not good. As soon as the water reach my neck, I start drowning. My smallest daughter, my husband, is the fish in the house, but I love the water. No, I envy you. Right now I have a problem. No, I'm not going any further this interview. You know to be a raft.
Oh, yes.
And you go out there and these things that they, we'll be seeing it, like even yesterday we're at the cottage and we see some kids out there and these, like 5 of them, and they're all on top of it. You know to do that?
They're like tubes.
Well,
Well, you see, when you're growing up in rural Jamaica, as I said before, because you have to become inventive.
okay.
So we set traps and we catch birds and we raise the birds we catch. We go into the hills and we hunt for whatever it is there to hunt. You climb trees, you pick fruits, you follow your parents or grandparents to their farms, and you have to help in weeding the stuff. And in fact, running water wasn't available in many places.
That's true.
In the country. You had to go to the river. So many of us had to wake up very early, sometimes 5 in the morning, to fetch water.
Okay.
So that water would be available for cooking and washing the plates and dealing with sanitary issues. And so the life in rural Jamaica was just very exciting.
It was very exciting.
Oh, yes.
And you took every advantage of that.
Oh, yes. We rode horses, we rode donkeys and mules. In fact, when we were too small, we rode even goats.
Oh, Jesus. That one is bad. I've never seen that one. Because I hear the story about the cow that will actually buck you.
Yes.
The donkey and the horses, but I've never heard the goats.
When they're small, when they're really tiny, and you can't climb up to a horse.
Did you guys hear this?
The largest animal you can get onto is a goat. So you try to ride a goat. It was amazing experience.
Okay.
I mean, people are still having that experience now. Clean, fresh air, good solid fruit that's uncontaminated by fertilizers. You know, farmers still grow organic stuff.
Yes, yes.
Children are still drinking milk directly from the cow, you know, or the goat, as the case may be.
Yes, wow.
Spring
Perfect.
water.
That's true.
Fresh spring water.
There's still spring water around, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are, in fact, it's by no accident that Jamaica has the oldest woman in the world.
The oldest who?
The oldest woman in the world. The oldest person in the world resides in Jamaica, yes.
And how old is that person?
117 years old.
117 years old?
Yes. And she'll tell you, because Jamaica is a God-fearing place, you know, we have the greatest number of churches per square
That's true. That's true.
mile.
That's true.
And again, we have excellent products. So this lady lives in rural Jamaica, and of course she would have been drinking natural spring water, eating wonderful products.
That's true.
And she's the second oldest. The oldest person died some months ago. So now she's the oldest woman in the world. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Jamaica has the oldest woman in the world.
The oldest woman.
Jamaica also has, in Portland, a place called Millbank.
Portland.
Millbank gets the third highest rainfall in the world.
I've never been to Portland.
Most people don't know that. Not in Jamaica, not in the Caribbean.
So Portland.
The third highest rainfall in the whole wide world.
That's Portland, Jamaica.
Yes,
They talk about the jerk, the best jerk, and all of these things. And
that's correct.
I hear about it, but I didn't get a chance to get there yet. Funny enough, you know, most places in Jamaica, I don't know.
Well,
I'm ashamed to say that. I only know most places in Jamaica when I go back to visit.
Don't be, because if you knew, and I'm talking to your audience now, everything about Jamaica and everything in Jamaica, where would the interest and the intrigue be? You'll be thinking to yourself, oh, I've done that, I've seen this. Yes, you might enjoy it and go back for fun, but just think about it. You hear about all these wonderful things, but you've never seen it, you've never done it. Such intrigue, such exotic feelings. Trust me.
Yes, yes.
It makes it worth it for you.
That's true. Even Dunn's River Fall was when I went back to visit.
Yes.
My husband took me to Dunn's River Fall, and then I think it's Bob Marley St. Anne. So then he brought me to the site where all the maroon and all the, a lot of things, had no idea. Never seen it with my eyes, don't know a lot of things, but I'm yet still I'm Jamaican.
There's great diversity in Jamaica, and in fact, if you had traveled right throughout Jamaica, you still would not have discovered everything.
Okay.
Because there are things still being discovered as we speak. There are monuments dating back to our days in slavery, monuments dating back to the Spanish. Because Jamaica was first colonized by the Spanish, later on by the English. So, you know, there's Taino evidence. There's evidence from the first Africans that came to Jamaica. There are tons of monuments. There's gold in Jamaica. We just discovered huge tracts of copper in Jamaica. There's oil in Jamaica that is being, in fact, by Canadian company. They're searching right now. They're searching to determine whether or not there's sufficient commercial quantity to make it a viable project. You know, so we have a lot of aluminum in Jamaica, bauxite. So Jamaica is an amazing, God-blessed country, which Jamaicans are justly proud of.
Yes.
You know, and I continue to invite Jamaicans to invest in your own
country.
You know, because so many other people are investing in it.
That's true.
The Chinese are in Jamaica. The Japanese are in Jamaica. The Germans are in Jamaica. The French are in Jamaica. The British are in Jamaica. And so those of us who live abroad, the government has spent significant amount of time encouraging Jamaicans. Because sometimes we look to our own home last.
That's true.
Others are looking in.
Yes.
Which is another reason why perhaps other people from other places know Jamaica more than many of us, because they are not from Jamaica. So all the intrigue about Jamaica is an exotic location.
Yes.
So people, it's a hot brand. People want to know what it's. We take it for granted, but other people come and they delve in it deeply.
But hold on, sir. So question, because one of the fear we have as Jamaicans, as we know, you want to invest in Jamaica.
Yes.
You want to invest in your own country, and we believe that to some degree that there's so much other foreigners into Jamaica. And we know that my personal experience building a property in Jamaica it's not easy.
Right.
It's very hard to deal with your own people sometimes. So that may be a fear that will push a lot of people away. So now, I am listening to this interview and I want to invest in Jamaica. What's the safest route to go to invest in Jamaica to know that I'm not going to spend my money and I'm going to lose it?
Right.
Or I'm not going to spend my money and I'm going to hear something later. How would someone invest in Jamaica now?
So let me start off by saying this. Bad news spreads fast.
That's true.
Good news are the best kept secrets.
That's true.
And so, unfortunately, the many people who have successfully gone to Jamaica and made it rich are the last people to come on TV and spread that. The persons, however, who encounter issues and difficulties, usually hear about those stories much faster and they spread.
Yes.
Now, anywhere in the world you go,
Yeah.
if you try to invest in a business or employment even, and you've not done sufficient research or you do not understand all the dynamics at play, you're likely to run into issues and problems. And so Jamaica is not unique in that regard. So most people who come from Jamaica take it for granted that this is my country. I know it, I understand it. I know all the subcultures. Excuse me, I know all the nuances. It's not always true because things change and they change fast. Let's look at the building trade.
Welcome to Cottage Talk, guys. We're having some grilled corn today and steak, and I can't wait to share this lovely meal with you. Guess what? Take some time out to visit our website, www.marciawife4.com. Cottage Talk. We're gonna have nothing but some sweet fun on my deck, on my grill. Take care.
To build a house, and you employed people who are not necessarily the best in terms of standards. They do not employ best practices or good, solid professionals.
Yes.
You are going to run into problems.
That's true.
Not that they are not qualified, but they just do not meet the standards. So if you are in Jamaica, you do the same thing, meaning you try to get economical people who charge reasonable money, but are they the best at their trade?
Okay.
Do they meet the standard that you require? Both in terms of honesty, in terms of good business practices and so on. So if you have not done that sort of research to determine that the contractor you have is reputable and have done good work, recent work, then you are putting yourself at risk. So my advice to persons who are interested in doing business in Jamaica is to check first the viability of the business, do a feasibility study, and also do an environmental assessment, a risk assessment, so you will know what risks you're exposing yourself to with the persons and the resources that you're employing. And many of us do not do that. So there are tons of people who have.
Yes.
And have done successfully. So examine, for example, what method did John or Tom or Dick or Harry or Mary or Susan employ in his or her successful application, his or her successful sojourn into one type of business or the other. I mean, last year I spoke to a young person. She was 23. She was bent on going to Jamaica. She was born here. Her parents returned with her. She studied the business for a year. She worked with a firm before, and then she established her own business in the same IT. Now she's running her own business, and she's doing so competently because she spent the time to research it before going into it. And that is my encouragement. You see, preparation is the key word. And so if you prepare yourself, you're going to invest money, your hard-earned money or money you've borrowed into a venture. You really have to do your groundwork and do it well.
You're right, and I can say that from personal experience. I did not do my research, and I had some really bumpy experience because I didn't do my research, and you're perfectly right. Preparation is the key. So back to your position as the council.
Yes.
A very, very big, you say, you call it an honest or a moderate position. I call it a very big position. Modest to big, but a big position. What's that experience like for you?
Well, it's an honor to serve. I suppose service to your fellow man is big.
Yes.
In that sense. Many of us see service as servitude. There's a big difference. But I love to serve people. I love to serve my people especially.
Yes.
I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction out of seeing my people satisfied at whatever interest they may have. I like to serve the government and the people of Jamaica. And that's a big privilege. And so getting paid at the same time to do something you enjoy, like you enjoy
Yes.
what you do.
Yes.
And you hope that every effort you put in
Yes.
is rewarding.
That's true.
In terms of both financial and your personal pleasure out of it. I see you have your two very talented young ladies here.
Yes.
And they look like they're enjoying it too. And so, it's like that. I quite enjoy the experience in all its various facets. I get to meet a lot of Jamaicans, meet a lot of people from all over the world, meet a lot of friends of Jamaica, which I have to tell you also contribute quite a bit to our efforts. There are a lot of alumni associations here, past students of various schools in Jamaica. There are a lot of people who are concerned about the welfare of our health system, the welfare of our country, or the communities they come from. There are a lot of people who remit not just money, but computers and desks and beds and cardiograms and a lot of different type of equipment to both our health and educational sectors. So again, it's quite an interesting experience working with people who share the same interests that you do, trying to create networks to facilitate those interests, and it's great. So far, it's just simply amazing.
You talk about the health sector, right? So let's say someone is watching this interview and want to invest in that department in Jamaica, because health is a big thing. We all say that if you're sick, how long does it take to go to the hospital? Is there any ambulance? Services may not be available, and they want to invest in our country. How can they help in that department?
Well, let me preface it by saying this to you. When I just came here, I brought my mom with me. The Canadian Health Service is good. It's very good. Many people have health insurance in this country.
So true.
Well, my mom wasn't eligible to get health insurance, but she's diabetic and she had kidney disease and so on, and she was on dialysis. I couldn't afford in the end to pay for the hemodialysis which she was getting at $950 each time.
950 Canadian dollars?
Canadian dollars each time. I took her back to Jamaica, and she was being served, still is being served at University of the West Indies at a fraction of that cost. My mom was very, very ill when she was here. Now she's in Jamaica, and she's much, much better.
Yes.
And that's not because I'm comparing the two health systems. It's just to show you that our health system is good,
Yes.
despite its many deficiencies. So, what do we need? We have amazing health professionals in Jamaica, doctors, nurses, and people in the various technical fields in medicine. And whilst we have facilities which lack in a dramatic way the resources and the equipment that will deliver excellent service, we do have excellent practitioners, and we do have, I would say, it's not adequate to suit the demand, but in terms of the delivery of the service, we do have good service. Now, what will change that? The Minister of Health, Honorable Christopher Tufton, when he came here, he launched what is called an Adopt a Clinic program. And part of the assessment of our health sector established that the primary health care that's delivered in our clinics need to be improved.
Okay.
So clinics that serve communities and districts all over Jamaica are without the benefit of the type of equipment they need to lift or upgrade those services to satisfy that level, so that the demand and the stress which is brought to bear on hospitals would be reduced. So just imagine every time somebody has a headache, he or she rushes to the hospital. If he or she was able to go to the local clinic, then the doctors and nurses that devote so much time to a headache, or not to diminish the suffering that people with headache may have, but then you might have somebody who has more chronic illnesses. So the idea now is to develop the clinics in the communities, and at the same time create centers of excellence as well, which may be looking at bones, maybe looking at circulation, maybe looking at
brain,
eye care, whatever, whatever the particular expertise is, and upgrading the capacity of hospitals in terms of beds, the number of beds, the number of operating rooms, so that people who require those types of services can have them at the highest level. If you come home to Jamaica and you fall ill, we hate to think that you would have to get an air ambulance to take you back to Canada because you broke your toe.
No, that's not nice.
So it doesn't happen now.
Yes.
But we don't want ever for anybody to think
that way.
Yes. So we want to bring our health services up to and beyond that which exists in this country. And I have to say that Canadians, Jamaicans, friends of Jamaica have been working in helping to raise that. I would however suggest, because I know your next question is how, so I would however suggest that we have to establish good working relations with the health professionals at home, with the Ministry of Health in particular, determine where the gaps are, and to establish a caucus, a committee here that will work with the health professionals there who understand where the gaps are, and to funnel their efforts in obtaining equipment and resources to satisfy those gaps. But what currently happens, and it's absolutely wonderful that this happens, but just need to be organized. Tons of people are collecting equipment and sending them home, but not all of those equipment are necessarily suited for the purpose for which they're being sent. And not all of them are being delivered to the point where they are most needed. And not some of the equipment we are getting, there are others which we need more of. So on the Jamaican side, greater efficiency need to be brought to bear on the clearance system and the delivery system for those resources that come in. So there is some work to be done, and in fact I have to tell you, a lot of work is being done. So the level of service is rising, maybe albeit slowly, but it's rising. So for those persons who are watching this interview and who have an interest in developing, helping to develop healthcare in Jamaica, it is absolutely welcome. You can get all the information you need right here, or you can contact the Ministry of Health directly. They are waiting with open arms.
Yes, thank you. So for the information to be a part of all of this, the number is on the screen below, and their email also is on the screen, so you can actually get that and get in touch with them. So that was just so much information. I'm like blown away, like wow. Whew. Wow. You just blow me away every time. All the man with all the brains and the brains. Lloyd Wilks.
You're a great inspiration.
I try. Hey guys, guess what? I just had so much fun in Cottage Talk, and I can't wait to share with you. Just a reminder that today's promotion of Cottage Talk was sponsored by Radix Promotion. Thank you very much. Look them up online. Much love in Cottage Talk. And she wants to come to the Jamaican Concert to get some help. So in the art area, writers, how can you help people like that maybe want to write a play or want to do something that's, Jamaica related and want to, shed some light on our history as well and leave a legacy there? How can the Jamaican Concert help those people?
Well, one of the things we can do is put her in touch with the experts. So there are people who, their expertise is in production, film production, and we have some information so we could share with her. And very often when we can't directly affect what you're doing, we find people who can. And so if she comes to us and we may not have the immediate answer to solve whatever issue she may have, we certainly would know or can find out who can and try and bring them together and act as some sort of facilitator. So we do a lot of that. So unfortunately, when we are here, not everybody recognizes that we can't solve all problems, but we still invite people to present them to us so that what we can't resolve, we can find others who can.
So what about for youths that maybe want to volunteer? Do you guys have any volunteer program within here that maybe want to be a part of?
Yes, in fact, we do take in interns. We took in 4 interns last year, and we are prepared to take in interns. It depends on the background of the person, the kind of programs they're doing at the university. So we'll assess and determine, as the case may be, whether we can take interns from whatever batch presents themselves to us, or we physically go out and invite people who we come into contact with to take up an intern position here. It's voluntary, and usually it fits into their school program, and so they use the value of the internship for content to satisfy their university degree programs.
Okay, perfect.
So we do that.
Perfect. My almost last question to you. So for someone like me that love politics, I don't know where God is going to take me, and I don't have any experience. I've studied a few things here and there. What advice would you give to me? Let's say I decide, I want to go into politics for whether Jamaica or Canada.
Well, if you want to go into politics anywhere, first thing is you have a medium at the moment. You have a medium to talk to people.
Yes.
And so you have developed a personality which people, I'm sure, love dearly. And you can use this medium to transmit your messages, to prepare yourself, and to prepare your audience for the ambition that you have and for what you want to launch out in. So you have already started ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game, that's good to know.
Yes, in as much as most politicians need, they need a means of reaching an audience, of reaching people, and you have that means.
Yes.
And you are also doing a community service. You are satisfying needs, as the case may be, and most politicians are in the business of convincing their constituents that they will work to satisfy their needs. And so if you're already doing that, and you are sharing that with people, and people believe you, and they will, then again, you are halfway down the road. The mechanism to get into politics, whether it's here or in Jamaica, is similar. You either go the route of getting into the municipal political arena, that is being a councillor, working your way up to the mayorship, and similarly, there is a party structure that allows you to become a member of a party of your choice, and having done that, there's a mechanism within that structure that will allow you to be selected if your interest and the interest of that party group coincides. So if that happens, you're able to run in a particular riding. All of these things that you're doing now, in terms of endearing yourself to a set of constituents, looking at what the needs of the constituencies are, and working with that party structure, I'm sure. A lot of it is hard work. You probably have to go door to door, meeting your constituents, talking to them, convincing them, hosting road shows and talking on platforms, whatever they are, whether this one or others. But I think you would make a great politician, actually.
I've gotten that from a few people. It's something that's in my head. Let's see. A few more years down the road. Well, thank you very much, I must say. I appreciate it.
No, I must thank you for the opportunity to speak with you and to share with what I know is a wonderful audience.
Yes. So you've heard it here in College Talk, Mr. Lloyd Wilks, Council General of Jamaica to Toronto. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.